is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to a reaction to Colin Cowherd's pretty much reaction to the Russell Westbrook John Wall trade that happened 2 days ago. And I know some of you might be saying, Matt, why aren't you using the green screen? You have it behind you. So whenever I use a green screen and react to Colin Cowherd videos, I always get flagged and copyrighted by Fox. So that's why I'm just going to have it in a smaller box in front of me for this video. I do apologize if that's inconvenient for you, but I've done this multiple times in the past, so I don't think it will. I just wanted to clarify that for some of you guys that might be asking. So I'm hoping to get you guys a double upload on this channel today. First, it will be this video, and then I'm going to try to get a Madden 21 Next Gen rebuild out today, as Madden 21 Next Gen did drop on December 4th, which is today, and they basically changed nothing in franchise, but maybe I just want to rant about it. But I plan on doing a franchise tomorrow, or excuse me, a rebuild, but I think I'm going to do it today and maybe talk a little bit about some Madden and why it's kind of a frustrating game. But yeah, let's react to Colin Cowherd's reaction to the Russell Westbrook trade, as also he trashed on the Steelers for winning 11-0. I'm a Steelers fan. You guys know that. Now, they are not the best team in the NFL. Okay, I'm going to get a little off topic, but they're not the best team in the NFL. And I think everybody knows that. I think if the Steelers and Chiefs played in the playoffs, the Chiefs would be favored 99. People would favor them out of 100, right? Like, they'd be heavy favorites against the Steelers. But, like, they're 11-0. Why are you trashing on them? Should they, like, I know they had a fairly easier schedule to some teams, but it's like, do you want them to lose games? Like, they're just playing who's on their schedule and winning, and they're getting hate on so much. Like, I know he called them their 7th best team in the NFL. I don't know. Colin Cowherd kind of pissed me off with that, but let's just get into this.
So, these two players I've been critical of, Russell Westbrook and John Wall, for different reasons. Yesterday, they got traded for one another. I don't care about the first-round draft pick. NBA is a developmental draft pick. Houston will sell that pick off to somebody else. I think many people believe, hey, bad contracts, it's a wash. I do not believe that. I believe the Washington Wizards slam dunk won this trade because I think Russell Westbrook is significantly better than John Wall. I'll just let you know.
I think you can make an argument for that right now. Like, significantly better, you could say where you margin that. But he's definitely a better player, especially Russ just was an all-star last year. He's coming off a pretty solid regular season. I'm not going to talk about his playoff success, but he is a better player than John Wall, who also, in John Wall, hasn't played in a year and a half. So we don't know if it's going to be the John Wall of old before he got hurt. So I could get with his reasoning behind that.
9 of 12 years Russell Westbrook has been in the NBA, he's made an all-NBA team. In 10 years, John Wall's made it once, and he's falling apart. I've been critical of Russell Westbrook. He can drive me crazy in the playoffs, but in the last 37 games of the NBA's regular season last year, oh, by the way, it was third-team All-NBA, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 50% field goals, and 77.5 from the free throw line. What was John Wall doing? An Achilles surgery. Off a heel injury. He hasn't played in 2 years. And whereas Westbrook's game is hyper-athletic, he's 32, I still get that. Wall's game is hyper-speed. Off these surgeries, I don't think I get it. Yes, both guys are expensive.
He's 2 years younger.
Yes, both guys' contracts are brutal. Yet neither guy can hit a three. Yes, neither guy I love. They're not the classic point guard.
John Wall is definitely a better shooter, though. Like, I don't think John Wall is a phenomenal shooter, and I don't know if I would trust the ball in his hands behind the three-point line with the game on the line. But I would rather have John Wall shooting three-pointers for me than Russell Westbrook.
But with Russell Westbrook, I get a healthier player. I get a better player. And here's another thing that matters. Russell Westbrook is completely obsessed with basketball. One of the reasons he wanted out of Houston, because he said the culture was too loose. He's acknowledged, my best friend is the basketball.
We could say that, like, his 1 year in Houston was a complete failure. Yeah, they got 1 first-round pick back, but what, they gave up 2 firsts and 2 swaps to get Westbrook. Oh, boy.
He's got his issues, but I'm a big fan of his passion. Nobody plays harder in the league than Russell Westbrook.
Fair.
John Wall, when he was healthy, was often indifferent. Listen, these guys are both on the back 9, but Westbrook's like walking up to the 11th tee box.
But for John Wall, this whole situation was so weird. It came out that Shams said he requested a trade, and then everyone's like, whoa, where'd that come from? Did he just say he's ready to get back in Washington basketball and play this year? And then Tommy Shepard said in an interview or his press conference that John Wall never requested a trade, and he's going to be here. And then he gets traded. So apparently him and Raphael Stone, the GM of the Rockets, and Tommy Shepard's the GM of the Wizards, got this trade done in like 5 hours. That's pretty crazy for a big trade like this. Pretty insane stuff.
Wall's headed to the 15th fairway. I think Westbrook is a first-ballot Hall of Famer who drives me nuts, but I'm not so sure he's out of his prime. I'm really not. I think he's one of these guys that's had an incredibly long prime. I just think genetics, DNA, Westbrook is one of the most athletic players in league history.
Yes.
I don't think he's slowing down. My issue with him is his flaws he can't correct. It's who he is. John Wall, way past his prime, and I was never a huge fan of it. And here's something else that matters.
He's only 30.
In the East, Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal will be incredibly relevant. John Wall in the point guard heavy West is a non-story in Houston. And in this NBA league we have, relevance matters. Westbrook and Bradley Beal are going to make the playoffs. Russell Westbrook's won a lot of big games and played in a lot of big games, even last year. I don't believe this is like two bad contracts being exchanged. They're not good contracts. I'm not arguing that. But to me, this is a slam dunk. For all my criticisms of Westbrook, he is basketball obsessed. John Wall often seems indifferent.
I do think this is a win for the Wizards, at least for the time being. They each have 2 years left on their contract with a player option, so it's mainly 3 years left each. So that will take Westbrook till he's 35 and Wall till he's 33. And I think I'd rather have Westbrook for those years. And if that first-round pick ends up being in the 20s, in the 2023 draft, and I think it's worth it. And I think this is going to... See, the Eastern Conference is going to be crazy this year because one out of these 3 teams will not be making the playoffs. Pacers, Hawks, and Wizards. And then you could also say like the Magic are going to fall out. Chicago and Charlotte, they're not making it either. I think it's going to be one of those 3 teams that's going to fall out. It's crazy. It's going to be a competitive bottom half of the East, which is finally what we wanted. Like, teams like the Knicks, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, Orlando, Charlotte, like, they've always been in the middle there, but they never made it interesting. It always ended up being Brooklyn and Orlando and Detroit, and, like, those 3 teams. Like, Chicago never hasn't taken that jump, or Charlotte hasn't taken that jump, or, boy, the Knicks haven't taken that jump, or Cleveland. But now we're going to finally see a competitive Eastern Conference, with the Nets being an elite team, or they should be this year, and then you're going to have 6 guaranteed playoff teams in the, yeah, 6 with the Raptors, Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Heat, and Nets. That's 6 guaranteed playoff teams mainly. And then the other 2, is it going to be Pacers, Wizards? Is it going to be Hawks, Wizards? Is it going to be Pacers, Hawks? Like, one of those teams will not be making it. So, it'll be competitive, especially with the player tournament. It'll be exciting.
He's still maybe the best athlete outside of LeBron in the league. John Wall, built on speed, is coming off another surgery. One guy is going to the weaker West. He's the better player. Lesser players going to the point guard rich East. Slam dunk for Washington.
He said that completely wrong.
I don't think it's just a... If you go to Westbrook's last 30...
He meant to say point guard heavy West and slam dunk whatever East, but he said that vice versa.
35, 36, 37 games. He's all NBA. Again, he struggled to correct his flaws. But you're being dishonest intellectually if you don't think Westbrook's got game. You're in the history... Look, how many people on the planet? 9 billion? He made 3rd team All-NBA. And that's in a league, by the way, where there's never been this many good guards.
What? There's not 9 billion people. Isn't it like 8 or 7.5? I'm getting completely off topic here, but yeah, 7.5. Come on, Cowherd. Up by 1.5 billion people. I'm just messing.
I mean, there are teams that have like... It's insane. Like, Steph and Clay are the best backcourt of all time. Now, this year they won't play because Clay's hurt, but there's like 12 to 15 incredible backcourts. The game is international. You got guys now 6'7" playing point, and Russell Westbrook is 3rd team All-NBA and doesn't appear to be out of his prime. So, way to go, Washington. And by the way, James Harden. There's a story out this morning that James Harden preferred John Wall over Russell Westbrook. I'm over Harden telling me who he prefers because we keep rolling out people for him. He doesn't get along with any of them.
Yeah.
So fair. Anthony Davis.
So yeah, that is gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video. Let me know what you guys think of the trade still, or if you disagree with Colin Cowherd. Do you think John Wall's a lot better than he's giving him credit for, or do you think Russell Westbrook's not as good as he's giving him credit for? So yeah, that is gonna be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do a double upload today with a Madden rebuild. If you're curious to see what team it's gonna be, go check out the community poll. I usually do the team that got the most votes, so be on the lookout for that. And thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.